Previously, when we were discussing the elliptical orbit to represent the year, we explained how do we add up the years and how the increase in years is included, should be included in the elliptical orbit, and we corrected that. Similarly, here also now in this lesson we are talking about the days, how days are increasing as the earth goes round the elliptical orbit. Also we have to explain. Now we know that now for an example, let's say the earth starts to rotate from A, then end of one day it comes to point B, completing one cycle and traveling a distance, rolling or distance of its circumference, equal to its circumference. Then the second day, that is this is representing the first day. A to B represents the day 1, and then the second day has to start from where it exactly stopped, end of the first day. Then only we can continuously take the number of days, increase in number of days as the earth goes round the elliptical orbit. So this is B dash represents the day 2, and then the third day should start from B dash. So B dash, B double dash represents the third day, like that. The number of days increase when the earth orbits around the elliptical path. So number of days will go up to 365. But there is a problem that now first day the Earth's rotation, Earth's movement starts here, and as the sun rises, and then when it completes one day, and then first day is completed, and the second day also sun rises. When the sun is rising, we don't see any different in it. We don't see that the sun rises in a different place. When we look at the sun, when you look at the sun rising in the morning, it's rising from east every day. So from your house today it rises from in the direction of your front door, and tomorrow it doesn't rise in the direction of your back door. So nothing happens like that. Every day it rises in the direction of front door. That means it rises from the same place every day. And not only that, it doesn't have any color change or no difference. It doesn't bring any difference to us. It rises and sets. That's what is happening in the motion of sun. But when it comes to our lives, we have the today, tomorrow, day after, like that. We keep adding the days. So then that sun rising or the earth's rotation, how do we include the number of days, increase in number of days into the earth's rolling along the elliptical orbit? So how do we say that? If you experience every day, if you have the same experience when sun is rising, then how do you say that it's the second day, tomorrow, day after? Because you don't see any difference. You figure out. Now previously we explained, we defined the light mass time. When we were defining the time, we explained that we cannot figure out the time. When we receive the light only, we can figure out time. So the sunlight brings us time. The light brings us time. Therefore now, as the light brings you time, so you don't see any difference. The same morning occurs every day. But we add up days, one day, 2 days, like that. How does that come from the elliptical orbit. That's because we think about the elliptical orbit. The sun rises from here when the earth is moving along the orbit. The sun is rising here on the first day morning at point A, and the second day morning the sun rises at point B. Right? So the sun rises here. Then the third day the sun rises at point B on the elliptical orbit. But for Earth it's the same thing. So that then we can say that okay, this is the first day. That is the difference. So the point that the sun rises changes day by day. So it's here first day and second day, third day, second day, third day, fourth day, like that. The place where the sun rises in the elliptical orbit, when you are considering the whole system including the sun, that place changes. That is why we experience different days. That means first day, second day, then only we can add up 1 plus 2 plus like that, then only it creates 365 days. So 365 days is a creation now, right? It's a creation. Now see that these things, scientists and in physics, these things have not been discussed ever. We have to unveil the ultimate truth. So how do we? So you need to explore these things. You shouldn't just watch this and finish it off. You check whether these things are correct or wrong. You don't need any advanced mathematics, no transformations, no integral differential equations here. Only from the things that you observe daily, we can figure out the ultimate truth. We can understand the truth. As an ordinary person, a person from without any scientific background, without any mathematical background, also can figure out this easily. The rolling, circumference, those are simple things. You can roll some object, some circular object along a table, and you can easily figure it out. Understand this. This content is not to nurture. This is to understand the nature, the reality of everything. Now we are going to combine the cycles of the days with the cycles of years. Now, as for the days to be passed, for the number of days to be increased, the Earth's rotation, the rolling of Earth along the elliptical orbit has to start from a new point every day. And also there cannot be any gap between the point where the first day finished and point where the second day begins. Similarly, now let us try to understand how the years increase. Similarly, as the days pass, the cycle of, now previously we discussed the cycle of the year also should be changed yearly. It's like that. We can figure it out as when the days, when we consider this as the cycle of days, when this completes one cycle, the cycle of 1 year is completing only a small portion, right? Because 1 day is completing from here to here. That's a smaller portion of the whole cycle, whole length of the elliptical orbit. And then 1 day, then when this rotates 1 day, this goes only a shorter length, and this is going even shorter, because now these things have to be connected to each other, because the day is not occurred as an isolated event, as we discussed previously a lot. So the days are occurred due to another cycle. That's the cycle of the year. And then the years also occur. Many years will take place. We experience many years because of another cycle. Because the years also have to increase. For an example, if we take this as the 100-year cycle, then when one day is completed, each of these cycles also will complete a smaller portion from each. That is why now we can represent it this way also. This is the yearly cycle, and it is connected to a very larger cycle with many years. So when this is not physically existing, this is a methodology. This is the wisdom of the universe, the theory. This is how these things are happening. This is the plan. And so this is connected to another bigger cycle, longer, larger cycle. When this rotates one cycle, from this larger cycle, it's completing only a small portion. That is a 1 year length. Then second year this much, third year. And like that, the number of years also will increase. Now we are going to discuss why do we grow older? Why do we go to the death when the earth rotates along this elliptical orbit? We have to discuss that also, because the elliptical orbit affects on our lives, not only us, even on plants. Then we have to explain that also, because we are going to understand the ultimate reality. So every single thing we need to explain, therefore, and everything has a reason. The universe has established any creation, any methodology, any theory based on some reason. The universe has a reason for every creation in it. Now, why are we growing older? Right, we know that in the previous lesson also I explained that the earth cannot rotate around the sun along the same orbit. For us to grow older, for us to grow younger, and for us to die, the elliptical orbit has to connect. After 1 year, it has to connect with a new elliptical orbit. Now, I've explained when I explain the universe in a nutshell in that video, I briefly explained the whole universe. In that I've explained, now we started all creation. The universe originated all creations, and the chronological order of it, starting from origin, force cube, then a set of universal sciences, how plants, beings, the sun, moon and worlds were created. So those things I've explained very briefly. In that I've explained, I have introduced the universal sciences. Only the name I mentioned. Universal sciences are the sciences that, based on those sciences, universal sciences are a set of methodology, set of theories that universe is using to create everything in the universe. And after the universal sciences, I've given their Sahasri worlds. And Sahasri worlds means the worlds consisted of space. Previously, up to the Sahasri world, there was no space. From the origin up to the end of the immortal planes, there was no space. There was only a vacuum. And after that only, the space world started to create. Then those are space worlds are the Sahasri worlds, and there are 3 Sahasri worlds. three types of Sahasrari worlds. The first one, topmost one, is the 3 Sahasrari world, and consisted of 1 into 10 to the power 9 suns. And then the second one, after that, the universe created the Sahasrari world, and consisted of 1 into 10 to the power 6 suns. And after that, finally, it created the Sahasrari world that we all are living. It has 1,000 suns. And then what happens now when the earth rotates around the sun within 1 year, right? How does that happen? Based on which methodology that rotation takes place? Now, from the universe's origin, I have discussed this previously also. The human brain or the wisdom comes from the universe's origin by bringing all the information or the wisdom that the universe created everything. Then the human brain contains all these wisdom, the theories, the methodology. Then using the human brain only, the suns are also created. Now, according to Sahasrari world's explanations, we live in the Sahasrari world. There are 999 suns above our sun. Then all these universal sciences, there are some more sciences. Actually, I have to explain these one by one. To explain one universal science takes a lot of time. It takes a long time. So then you will understand you will have more understanding about the universe's creations with the universal sciences. Because now when I say the human brain makes the earth rotate, it doesn't make any sense. No wonder, right? But the human brain, from origin up to the top sun, the next to our sun, comes up to this point, comes up to this sun by bringing all this wisdom. So this sun is also created by these theories, universal sciences. So this includes those sciences. That means the human brain. And when this is creating our sun, then our sun also includes all those universal sciences. There is a set of universal sciences coming up to the top sun, which is right next to our sun. It's coming from universe's origin, and by bringing all that information, the human brain creates our sun. So the human brain contains the wisdom from the distant universe's origin and up to our sun. So all those information is included in the human brain. Then, so the previous suns also have, there are worlds around the previous suns in Sahasrari worlds and in these worlds. So they also, there are planets rotating around those suns. So that is a wisdom, that's a universal science, and those information are also coming with the human brain. Then, so those universal sciences are spread between the space of these two suns. There is a very large, infinite distance between the two suns. Not even these two suns are not connected even by a light ray. One light ray also doesn't travel from here to here. Its energy is finished off. light also doesn't travel from one sun to another, from our sun to the next sun above it, but there is an infinite space acting between those two. Over that space, right? So between every two sun there is a space, right? Over that space only the universal sciences are spread. When we look at the space, we don't see anything, but everything exists in this space only, because our mind is not that sensitive to figure out the sciences in the space. That is why there is a connection between these two suns and other suns as well, right? So the universe has built up the connection between every two suns through universal sciences. Then when we now, if one awakens the wisdom, and we can liberate from the first sun, second, third, like that, liberate from entire three Sahasri world, and then we can go to the universe's origin by awakening the immense wisdom. How can we go there? Why? What is the reason that we are able to go to the universe's origin? Because everything is connected by the human brain. Even in the universe, there are worlds which are not, that the space doesn't exist. There is only a vacuum, and between in those worlds also, and not only that, even in space worlds like three Sahasri worlds, all those worlds are connected by the human brain. And when it comes to these space worlds that are made out of matter, and the mind exists in those, the space is the pathway to connect from one sun to another. Pathway, that connection is built up over the space only. So it contains everything. The space contains everything. That is, those are the universal sciences. The universal sciences exist in the space between every two suns. And why are we growing older when the earth rotates around the sun? Because our human brain also contains the whole universal sciences, and when it is rotating, the human brain only makes the earth rotate. The energy of the human brain makes the earth rotate around the sun, and what is happening when the human brain rotates the earth around the sun? It releases the energy. The human brain releases the energy. Releases this universal sciences from here to here when it is rotating. And when it is releasing the energy, the human brain contains how our teeth are created, and how the science, that is the science of creating teeth, and the universal science of creating the smiling. Smiling is also a science, and the science of creating the human jaws, science of creating the lands, sun and moon, and also this science. This is the Vidya. There's no term in English for me to translate this. Vidya means it represents the genetic technology, the origin of genes. Origin of genes. I'll explain this when I am describing the force cube in detail, then we are made out of those sciences, the human brain or human beings. Then so when it is rotating, those sciences are, the rotation affects on our lives because we are made out of universal sciences. The human brain is made out of universal sciences. And what are universal sciences? From universal sciences only we are made out of, our physical body is made out of. Then when the human brain rotates the earth, those creations or our physical body is affected by the rotation. There is a connection between the rotation and our brain and the physical body. As there is a connection only, the connection exists. As there is a connection between our body or the universal sciences that this creation has been taken place with the Earth's orbit, because of that relationship, because of that link, connection, this rotation affects on our lives. So these sciences, the creations made out of, creations in our body made out of these universal sciences undergo changes. That is why now when we grow older, as the earth rotates round and round, our skin becomes older, and our vision gets weaker, and our body strength decreases, and the taste of food also, we will not have that much taste in the food that we are eating as we had in our younger age. So our activity decreases. We become slow when doing works, things. So that means our energy decreases. So the rotation affects on our lives. Our energy decreases. Energy means the human energy of the human brain that we all are made out of. This is the human brain. These are consistent. The human brain is consisted of these universal sciences. Then within 1 year, in one cycle, the human brain releases all this energy in it, and once it is released, it's releasing in this way, upward. Jaw, smiling, teeth, upper, force cube, origin, because here to here is the chronological order of creation, and then here to here is the how we go to the universe's origin, because as we go above up from our sun to the Trisahasri world suns, then we are going to the origin. So every year we go to the origin from here to here. When we one cycle, when we complete one cycle, we go from this sun to this sun, and we are exactly connecting to the sun above us. That connection takes place exactly, right? There is no gap. I mean, there's no gap between this cycle and this cycle. So it exactly connects. And then around this sun also the earth rotates by releasing the energy or the universal sciences of the human brain. And end of one cycle or end of 1 year, end of the second year, it releases the full energy of the brain and it connects to the third sun. And then goes round like that. Every year we go upward. towards the universe's origin.